GTA 6 isn't a graphics upgrade. It's a different game wearing a familiar name. Weather that changes NPC behavior. Jobs that pay differently based on your reputation. Confirmed through trailers, the website, and the leaks, here are 40 features that prove it. 1. Money. Laundering system. Leaked footage showed a washing machine icon with a dollar sign next to a purchasable car wash. That's a straight-up money laundering mechanic, meaning cash from crime is dirty and needs to be cleaned through a real business before you can actually spend it. It's a small icon, but it changes the entire economy of the game. Every job you pull is going to feed into the system, whether you plan for it or not. Rockstar has never given crime this kind of long-term consequence before, since in older games, a stolen dollar and an earned dollar were treated exactly the same the moment they hit your account. 2. Duffel bag. Loot limits. The leaks also showed duffel bag and loot bag categories in the inventory screen. That means there's an actual limit on how much cash and gear you can carry out of a job. No more walking out of a bank with an unlimited amount of stolen money like GTA 5 let you do. Now, every heist forces you to think about space before you even walk through the door. 3. The weight system is back. Just like San Andreas, characters can apparently get bigger or leaner based on how they live. Jason is shown bench pressing over 100 kilos on Ocean Beach, and NPCs around the map range from lean to noticeably heavier. This system disappeared for 2 whole games, and it looks like it's making a full comeback. That means how you actually treat your character day to day could end up shaping how they look and move. 4. Ray tracing. That actually matters. The lighting in this game reacts to everything. Light bends through beer bottles, reflections shift depending on your position, and shadows move naturally with every object nearby. This isn't just a visual flex either, since visibility during stealth or a police chase depends directly on how the lighting is behaving around you. A dark alley or a bright street could genuinely change how a mission plays out. This kind of lighting accuracy is normally reserved for slow-paced cinematic games, so seeing it running inside a fast, chaotic open world like this is honestly a huge technical jump for the series. 5. Over 700 enterable interiors. GTA 5 had maybe 24 buildings you could actually walk into. GTA 6 is packing over 700 enterable interiors across the map, including malls, restaurants, offices, and stores. That's a massive jump in scale, and it means the world is going to feel dense instead of like a pretty backdrop with nothing behind the windows. Just walking down one block could give you more to explore than an entire district in older games. Imagine popping into a random pawn shop, a barber shop, or a diner just because you felt like it, with no mission attached at all, purely because the building actually has something inside it worth seeing. 6. Interior AI generation. Rockstar has a patent for generating building interiors instead of building every single one by hand. That's likely why so many windows in the trailer show actual furniture and rooms behind the glass. This tech is probably the reason the game can support that huge number of interiors without taking twice as long to build. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes tool that makes an impossible number of details actually manageable. 7. Witnesses can describe you to police. If someone sees you commit a crime, they can give police an actual description of what you look like, meaning cops will search for someone matching your appearance instead of just chasing a random wanted level. Change your outfit fast enough, and you might actually get away clean. This alone makes disguises and outfit changes a real tactical choice instead of just a fashion decision. 8. A heat meter on your businesses. GTA Online tested this exact system in 2025. Laundering money through a business filled up a heat bar, and hitting the top got your business raided by police. The fix was doing legitimate work missions to bring the heat back down. This is basically the blueprint for how businesses will function in GTA 6, forcing you to balance crime and legal work at the same time. You can't just sit on the laundering button and expect everything to work out. You have to actually manage the business like a real operation with real risk attached. 9. Full body drive. Buys. Jason doesn't just stick his arm out the window anymore, his whole upper body leans out during a drive-by shooting. This was hinted at in the 2022 leaks, and now it's fully confirmed in trailer footage. Drive-bys are getting a complete animation overhaul instead of the stiff version from older games. It also probably means you're way more exposed to return fire while doing it. That's a real trade-off between style and safety, and it fits with everything else we've seen about this game, rewarding actual decision-making over just spamming the same move over and over. 10. Jumping between moving vehicles. Jason is shown leaping from one moving car to another during a chase. This is basically an upgraded version of what Red Dead Redemption 2 did with horses, except now it's built for cars, trucks, and bikes. Escaping a vehicle mid-chase becomes an actual strategy instead of just holding down the gas. Expect entire missions built around ditching one ride for another mid-pursuit. 11. Real vehicle weight. Physics. During an explosion scene, a light SUV goes flying, while a heavier riot van barely moves from the same blast. That's actual weight simulation working in real time. Every vehicle in this game is going to react differently based on how heavy it actually is, not just a flat explosion radius for everything. Picking the right vehicle for a job might actually matter now. 12. Deep vehicle customization. A woman's car in the trailer has real paw prints pressed into the hood from her dog. Combine that with custom rims on nearly every car and hitch accessories on trucks, and it's obvious vehicles are being treated as personal property that reflects how people actually live, not just reused models with different colors. Every car on the street starts to feel like it belongs to somebody real. This kind of detail also means driving through the city is going to feel less like passing generic traffic and more like actually noticing the people who live there through the vehicles they've built and personalized over time. 13. Dense fog. As a weather type. During one scene, buildings in the distance are barely visible through what looks like heavy fog instead of clouds. GTA 5's weather was mostly rain, sun, and the occasional storm. Fog this thick is a completely new addition that could change visibility and atmosphere in a way the series has never done before. Driving through the swamp at night in thick fog sounds genuinely tense. 14. Animals acting on their own. An iguana walks under Jason's porch, a raccoon digs through a garbage bin, ducks swim in the marina water, and a cat cleans itself on top of an ATM. None of these animals are decoration. They're all behaving independently in scenes that have nothing to do with them, which makes the world feel alive. It's the kind of detail you only notice on a second or third watch. 15. Cops making real arrests. In GTA 5, NPCs breaking the law usually just got shot on the spot. In the new trailer, cops are shown actually performing a proper arrest instead of resorting straight to violence. Small moments like this suggest the world reacts to crime with way more variety than one repeated animation. It makes the city feel like it's actually functioning whether you're watching or not. You could stumble into a scene like this completely by accident while walking to a totally unrelated job, which is exactly the kind of ambient storytelling that makes a city feel lived in. 16. Phone camera recording. Daquan is shown showing Jason a video on his phone, and another NPC is filming during a car scene. This strongly suggests players can record their own clips using an in-game phone, similar to the Snapmatic feature from GTA 5, but probably built directly into missions and world events this time. It could even tie into some kind of in-game social media system. 17. A playable prison segment. A background screenshot shows Lucia in prison with other inmates around her, hinting at an actual playable prison section of the story instead of a quick cutscene explaining how she got locked up. If true, this would be the first time a GTA protagonist's prison time is something you actually play through instead of just hearing about it after the fact. It could add an entirely different pacing and tone for that stretch of the story compared to everything else happening out on the streets. 18. Community service missions. Lucia is shown doing community service while wearing a hat from Brian's Marina business. That ties her legal punishment directly into the story's characters and locations, meaning even getting caught turns into a way to build connections instead of just a throwaway detail explained in a single line of dialogue. Even her punishment is doing double duty for the story. 19. A pet system. Jason and Lucia are shown with a pet snake in one of the apartment scenes. It's not clear yet how far this goes, but having an actual living animal tied to your home base is new territory for the series and hints at more life sim elements than GTA 5 ever bothered with. A small detail like this usually means there's more going on behind the scenes. 20. Gangs control. Actual territory. Multiple gangs show up across the trailers and screenshots, from the Final Chapter Motorcycle Club in Ambrosia to Sun for Sun near Little Haiti. Different groups controlling different areas strongly suggests a turf system where your reputation in one part of the map actually affects how gangs in that area treat you. Walking into the wrong block could actually matter this time. Instead of gangs existing purely as scenery, this kind of system would mean your choices while working with or against one group could follow you into a completely different part of the map later on. 21. Crew-based heist recruiting. Raul Batista is described as a bank robber always looking for talent willing to take big risks. That phrasing suggests a recruiting mechanic where you build a crew for heists based on different skill sets, similar to how GTA 5 let you pick crew members who specialized in different parts of the job. Who you bring could completely change how a job plays out. 22. The trust mechanic dialogue throughout both trailers keeps circling back to trust between Jason and Lucia. Lines like, "We got this" and "we got it" line up with Rockstar's own description of two people forced to rely on each other. That repeated focus likely means trust affects actual gameplay outcomes, not just how a scene plays out, possibly shaping missions or even the ending itself. 23. Robbery timers. On Small Crimes, leaked gameplay showed a visible timer during store robberies, meaning you're on the clock the moment you pull a weapon. This makes Small Crimes feel tense again instead of the slow, risk-free version from GTA 5, where you could rob a store as casually as you wanted with zero pressure. Even the smallest jobs now come with actual stakes attached. That's a big deal for a series where players usually skip past low-level crimes after the first hour because there's nothing on the line, since now even a corner store job forces a bit of actual planning. 24. NPCs. Using advanced movement. 2. During a chase scene, an NPC is shown climbing onto the window of a moving car to fire a rifle. That means this mechanic isn't limited to the player. Enemies pulling off the same advanced moves you can make every gunfight less predictable than the cover-based shootouts from GTA 5, since the AI can improvise just as much as you can. 25. Vehicle interiors. Get real detail. There's a fight happening inside the wheel compartment of an airliner in one scene, meaning Rockstar modeled a space most players would never think to look inside. If they're building details this specific, expect a lot more interactive spaces across planes, boats, and cars throughout the whole map. This kind of commitment to a tiny space says a lot about everything else. 26. Drivable yachts. Both trailers show off yachts, mega yachts, and super yachts around Vice City. Based on everything Rockstar has said about the scale of detail in this game, these are expected to be fully drivable, not just floating decorations sitting in the background of every beach shot. Owning one of these could end up being a real endgame goal for players. It's the kind of luxury item that GTA fans always end up chasing eventually, and seeing this much detail poured into every yacht on screen suggests it's not going to be a cheap or easy thing to earn. 27. A massive cruise ship. One official screenshot shows an enormous cruise ship docked at Vice City Port, and the site itself calls Vice City the cruise ship capital of the world. It's not confirmed you can actually drive it, but the level of detail on it suggests it's more than just a background prop sitting there for scenery purposes only. 28. Jet skis everywhere. Jet skis show up multiple times, including a scene of Jason and Lucia riding them near a yacht party. Water-based vehicles are clearly getting just as much attention as cars this time, which makes sense given how much of the map is coastline, keys, and open water stretching across the whole state. 29. Container smuggling tied to story. Going back to the 2022 leaks, Jason was shown opening a shipping container and finding a bike along with gold bars inside. Based on how much the trailers focus on ports and containers, that kind of hidden loot mechanic looks like it's carrying straight over into the final game exactly as it was originally shown. Finding gold bars hidden inside a random shipping container is exactly the kind of reward that makes exploring the world worth the extra time. 30. The Buzzard gets new weapons. The Buzzard attack chopper is back, but this version has extra weapons mounted on the sides that weren't in the GTA 5 version. In the trailer, it even looks like Brian is manning one of the guns, meaning these choppers might come with real crew positions instead of flying solo like they always used to. 31. Airboats. In the Everglades, we get a clear shot of an airboat cutting through the swamp, matching the Everglades-style terrain seen throughout the trailer. Airboats are a completely different type of vehicle than anything in past GTA games, built specifically for this new swamp-heavy part of the map that didn't exist before. 32. A working metro rail. The trailer shows an actual functioning metro rail moving through the city, similar to the real Miami Metro. Like trains in Red Dead Redemption 2 and past GTA games, this is expected to be rideable, giving players another way to move around the map besides driving or flying everywhere manually. 33. The grenade launcher returns. During the explosion sequence, a grenade launcher shows up again. A weapon fans have tracked since earlier leaks. Having explosive weapons tied directly to real destruction physics means fights involving vehicles and buildings are going to be way more chaotic than anything from GTA 5 ever allowed for. 34. A 3-tier economy: street crime, organized crime, and legitimate business all appear to work as separate stages of progress. Street-level stuff like robbing stores gets you started. Organized crime, like bank heists, gets you real money, and legitimate businesses turn that money into a lasting empire you can actually build on over time. Each tier probably requires enough progress in the last one before it fully unlocks, which keeps the whole system feeling like actual progression instead of just optional side content. 35. Front businesses. As cover Booby Ike's description says, he turned his time in the streets into an empire covering real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. That's a walking example of the front business mechanic, legal ventures that double as cover, and laundering tools for illegal income earned elsewhere in the city. 36. Realistic bullet impacts. When bullets hit the helicopter during the boat chase, the impact looks far more detailed than anything from GTA 5, and bullets hitting the road even create a small atmospheric effect. Every surface getting hit seems to react with its own detail instead of one generic spark effect for everything on screen. 37. A map. Built from real Florida research locations like the Tisha Walker Flea Market are based on the real Opelika Flea Market in Miami, and Wynwood is a clear stand-in for the real Wynwood Art District. Rockstar isn't just building a generic sunny city, they're recreating actual Florida neighborhoods most tourists wouldn't even know about. That level of research is a big part of why this world already feels more grounded in reality than anything the series has attempted before. 38. Hints of a world beyond Florida. Trucks in the background show plates reading Discover Gloriana, matching Georgia-style plates from official screenshots. Slipping in a whole neighboring state on a random background prop means Rockstar built out geography way beyond just the parts of the map we're actually going to play in during the story. 39. Insane NPC density. During the nightclub scene, the amount of NPCs on screen at once is unlike anything Rockstar has ever built before. People are quite literally everywhere, all doing their own thing, which makes crowded areas feel like real crowds instead of a handful of characters copied and pasted across the block over and over. Considering how much processing power that takes to actually pull off, this alone shows just how far the tech behind this game has come. 40. Vehicles take damage. That actually sticks. Later in the trailer, Lucia is shown sitting in the back of a truck that's missing half its roof from earlier in the chase. The damage isn't reset between shots, it's still wrecked from what happened before. That means damage can carry through an entire sequence instead of resetting the moment the scene changes to something else. And that's 40 amazing features confirmed for GTA 6 so far. Between the economy, the physics, the world detail, and everything tied to trust and consequences, This game is shaping up to be a completely different experience from anything Rockstar has made before. Every single feature on this list came from just 2 trailers and a handful of screenshots, so there's a real chance the actual game ends up going even further than everything we've covered today. Let me know which feature has you the most excited in the comments, and subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this before GTA 6 launches.